What's going on, everybody? It's Dealer here back again with RDX Podcast. I've got to say, for those waiting, we're sorry. A very small man ran in my room and ripped my TV off the wall and all this other stuff. I had a big issue here, so I had to put it all back together, get it up and going, and I'm sorry. We're 20 minutes late. That will not happen again. But we got a lot of great topics today. We're going to cover the new benchmarks. We're going to cover a lot of good stuff. But while we wait and get people rolling into the room here, I wanted to go ahead and introduce the panel once again. All day, what's your name? Where the fuck can we find you?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out to the show. You can find me on Twitter at All Day Digital, and we're here to talk some video games.
What about you, Fonz? What have you been up to, bud?
What's up, guys? You can find me here on YouTube at Everything According to Me, or up on Twitter at jfonzarelli. And yeah, I want to talk about these games, this industry, and yeah, about you guys too. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go.
Come on, take it easy on the people. Take it easy on the tiny people here. No, I don't know. For something, we got something going around with. The Don told us a story about some midgets, and ever since then, it's like
Jesus.
He corrupted my mind.
Shout out to the Don. What about you, Colt Eastwood? How you been, bro?
I've been really good. Apparently, if you talk nice about Xbox One, you get made fun of. But I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time making videos, and actually, people have been really cool in the comment section. A lot of people have been keeping my mood up amidst other things. But yeah, it's been really fun. Having a good time.
Yeah, hang in there. You know, they're going to try to shaft it as hard as possible when you're down playing PC. We both got PCs, but it's like we're the only two fucks that can be honest about the advantages of each platform. They all have their advantages and disadvantages, right? So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Just hang in there. You weather the storm, you'll be all right. What about you, Luca? How you been?
Hey man, what's up? What's going on? You can find me on Twitter at the Ash and Luca, and I've been good. You know, just chilling. I'm really excited for tonight. Ready to talk about these games. And talk with my bros. I've missed you guys, you know.
Stop lying.
Oh, sure.
You sound behind.
Don't do it. I gotta say, out of every podcast I've ever done, this is one of the most kind of I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, we kind of just know each other pretty quick, and the chemistry's there when it comes to conversations and stuff. So I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that she says she misses us, but all week we're calling each other names. On our chat, so, yeah,
we got a group.
Bro, it's all love. It's all love.
Get along pretty good, pretty easily. So,
but yeah, we got 171 people and more people following in. We're gonna start off with some light topics. We'll get to most of the biggest news of the week for sure. But we're gonna start off with Mass Effect Andromeda. Apparently, EA are hinting or saying that they're not really going to continue supporting this game. Colt, go ahead and lead the way on this one, since I know you love this game. I like it too, but you like it more.
I didn't love it though. You know, I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of a chore, wasn't it? You know, if you did a lot of this stuff. Some people got through it in 11 hours, but yeah, that was the first thing. It came out a couple different news articles saying that the DLC that was planned to be created was canceled, but then BioWare and EA stepped up and said, no, it's not canceled. And my take on that is they're just trying to keep people from avoiding the game, you know, not buying it, you know, at this point. But I was, you know, Dealer, you and I were talking about this earlier. I think maybe they're just kind of hoping that people forget about it, and then they won't have to spend the time and resources to make DLC. That could happen because the game just didn't do that well.
Yeah, I would be interested to see how the game actually did do, because, you know, they don't keep track of digital sales, and those are up month and year over year, 50% or some crap, according to EA and Ubisoft. So when a game says it might do 500K physical in the first month, you could probably add another 300 to 500K to that digital, at least. It's getting more and more popular every year. Luca, did you play this game? What do you think about it? Do you want some DLC?
Yeah, I played it. Yeah, dude. I mean, I played it. I enjoyed it. I think people were overreacting with the bugs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any issues, so that was my experience. But I had fun with the game, and I'm still having fun with it. I'm still playing it, and it's just unfortunate that the media and the so-called fans destroyed this game before it had a chance. I don't even understand what the issue is exactly, because Bethesda games are full of bugs, but no one complains about that. Like, everyone gives them a pass. But
Andromeda didn't have bugs. Like, it didn't have any game-breaking bugs. I never read anything. And the animation complaints were ridiculously overblown. I couldn't even believe that how much they complained about that. but the game was a beautiful game. And
you know, I understand, Colt, the complaints that it got, right? But the thing that gets me with Andromeda, and I put 90 plus, I think around 90 hours into the Xbox One, and completely crushed that game, right? I got to say, I didn't run into as many bugs. The facial animations are kind of wonky, especially when you compare it to other bigger games like The Witcher 3. But ultimately, when people treat that game like it's a 55 on Metacritic and not a 75, well, we can rattle off a few things just off the top of my head that are lower than a 75, and that's like Dead Rising 3, that's
Brink.
The Order, that's Enact, that's Killzone, that's Drive
Brink.
Club. You know, there's a lot of stuff that people enjoyed that didn't get half the shit that this game got, right?
Yeah.
Nothing
Exactly.
against the games that came under a 75, but I'm just using those as examples. This was not a 65, a 55. It was a 75. I think it was a good game.
It was a good game. It reminded me of the first one, but like, you know, more playable because the first one, you can't go back to that now. And, you know, you brought up The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 has copy-pasted NPCs everywhere, yet no one complained about that. It's like little things that people were pointing out and brought out, and it was overblown. You know, it was just fun to hate on the game. And honestly, the media ruined this game for a lot of people. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, I was going to get it, but I heard like the reviews and the backlash, it was so bad. I just couldn't, you know, I'm just not going to get it.
It
I'm like,
didn't
oh,
get a fair shake.
You know, it didn't get a fair shake, man.
100%. And the fact that it's not getting DLC, most likely, Colt's right. They're probably sweeping it under the rug. But yeah, it probably won't get DLC. It is what it is. I was looking forward to that and hopefully some X1X support, but it's not looking like they're doing that. They're just going to move on, you know, and it is what it is, I guess. I know All Day's kind of going through it, man. But we've kind of lingered on this subject quite a bit. Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, apparently leaked for a December release on Xbox One. Let us know in the chat. Anybody looking forward to this? What about you guys? Fonz, where are you getting this game? Are you picking it up?
I don't know, man. I have no idea if I'm picking it up.
You know what's cool is that game is sold like mad. It surpassed Horizon Zero Dawn in less than a week.
Did it really?
Yeah, in the UK. Which in the UK, as disclaimer, which usually shadows what happens in the US and around the world pretty close. When I say blanket statements like that, people come out and try to chop off my head. But it's sold really, really well, and it shows you that nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
It is.
People are really excited for it, and that's really good that game did well, and that we'll maybe see it on Xbox. Well, tell us about this rumor.
Well, there's no nostalgia for me. That's the bottom line for this game. And because when I think back to playing this game, it was just a horrible game to me back in the day. I did not like this game at all. A lot of it felt like Temple Run on your cell phone. You know, that type of game where you're just running.
That was an old era. But I actually never really played. I played a Crash Bandicoot demo on the PS1. Came on a Pizza Hut disc back in like '99. That's my experience.
My first experience with it was a demo disc, and I was like, I like Spyro better. It just
but you know
really
what?
didn't speak to me.
Enjoying it right now. They're having a great time, and they're blasting through all the content. So,
good.
Yeah, that's good. It's good for PS4.
Yeah, good for that. Not for me.
And I know
I put a poll on Twitter, and people said stay away. But I mean, my kid's seen it; he likes it, so I might pick it up, and that'll be my excuse. But other than that, no.
I'll pick it up when it. I mean, it is made by Activision. It's important to remember this remaster is so. These rumors of a December release for Xbox One, if they are or aren't true, it doesn't matter. I think it'll eventually come within the next year, and I might pick it up on sale. You know, it's not a game that I'll just run to, but I did want to say while we got almost 3 people already in here. Yes, usually this is a Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern podcast, but of course the American holiday, 4th of July. We kind of had things to do, and that's why we're doing it now. Just to let people know, as I move on to Cuphead being confirmed as a full-on permanent exclusive for the Xbox platform. Now, this does not extend to any sequels that may or may not come from this, according to the developer, but this is really nothing new. People actually think this is brand new news, but Cuphead was confirmed quite a while ago to be an actual full-time exclusive for Xbox. Any takers? Who gives a fuck? Anybody?
I mean, it's a $20 game. Big deal. It looks cool. Grab it. If not, I mean, I always knew it was going to be on Xbox. I think it's on Steam as well, but, you know, it looks like a cool game. Grab it. Why are we talking about this again?
Yeah, I don't see what the point is. Like, who cares? It's great for Xbox, but whatever.
We all knew it was going to be exclusive. Come on. I mean, I never even had a doubt, but I'm excited for the game. Actually, this is one of the games I've been looking most forward to on the Xbox. The whole Steamboat Willie style really grabs me. I love those old cartoons and stuff. So this is going to be a great game for $20. No brainer.
Yeah, and I always hear PS4 gamers will say things like, well, who wants to play some stupid old cartoony games? Like, well, you know what? Some people have kids or have families or have a little brother, and I'm going to play this. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm going to get it. $20. It looks fun.
Is it online co-op? Have you guys figured that out yet?
I think that might be patched in. I think. I'm not sure.
Colt, you said some people have kids. Well, some grown-ups are kids. I mean, sometimes we act like kids. So I'm going to play it, and I'm going to have a great time with it. It ain't about my kids. I'm going to be real about this one.
Yeah, well said. Well said. What else you got, dealer? What's hot? What's hotter than Cuphead on your list?
Well, I mean, you guys got to remember too, the people in the chat, they might give a fuck about Cuphead, so that's why we need to talk about it, right? So, you know, it is what it is. I've gotten tons of questions about Cuphead. Cuphead's been years in the making. It started out as kind of a boss rush game, and then they decided to extend it with stages, and it's all hand animated, and that's why it's taken so long, right? So it does come out this September, Xbox One and PC. So
I also heard that The Last of Us would never come to the Xbox One.
The Last of Us, that's not coming to.
It may come
to Xbox.
It may come to PC somehow.
Like I'm just trying to figure out how that regurgitated shit became a topic, like in social media. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's kind of a trending thing since it just got like doubled down on. I guess I'm not really sure.
It was one of the few positive Xbox headlines that were.
No,
that's what it
comes
was.
down to is it's a slow news week for gaming. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is a really slow week.
Yep. And sometimes you just got to take a little and make it into something, I guess. So that's what we're trying to do here, you fucking assholes.
Okay, bro. Come on, now.
Everybody put a thumbs up in the chat. You think Dealer's doing a good job as a host.
Oh my god. Everything. Hey, you guys will talk about it? Fuck that. No one cares. Like, all right, goddamn.
I just don't think the whole it being exclusive is a big deal.
No, and it's not news. It's like I said, when I brought up the topic, it's nothing new. We already knew this, but people are talking about it, and I've gotten a few questions about it. So yeah, if you want it, get it. I think All Day said it best. $20. If it looks interesting, grab it. You know, simple as that. Now, something that is a little more relevant to the upcoming console, Xbox One X. Shadow of War developer flat out says the game on Xbox One can take a minute or so to spool up, but on the Xbox One X, with its faster CPU, faster RAM, and much faster hard drive, it literally spools this thing up in seconds. I'm looking forward to this kind of stuff on Xbox One X. Faster load times. I mean, you guys got to be excited for this type of stuff. Just the little amenities that you get with this console is something good that people overlook.
All that stuff is going to add up to just a better experience on the X. Yeah, all those faster load times and just everything. That's really a big deal. And do you guys ever do this? Are you ever gaming and you get a loading screen and you're like, grab your phone, swipe, start looking at something? I do that constantly.
Oh shit, I'm getting shot.
Colt, can I ask you something, Colt? Is it going to pull you away from the PC?
Of course. Yeah, you know, I've been telling people I game a lot on my PC, but my PC is holding me over until the Xbox One X comes out, you know, because I need that flexibility without buying a capture device of recording stuff for my channel and having higher frame rates or just better visuals, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm basically treating my PC like an Xbox One X until it comes out. And I won't get into this for more than 20 seconds, but you know, I spent $1,000 on that rig. You know, that X is going to be $500, and it's going to do so much more stuff. We're going to be watching 4K Blu-rays on it. You know, that's a thing. You know, people go to Redbox. You know, in maybe a year or less, Redbox is going to have 4K Blu-rays in that machine. So it's just awesome.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's really good that there are more developers coming out and saying the advantages of the X, because I know there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, it's going to be the same as the Pro. There's no point in getting it. It's not worth the upgrade. Just these little small little updates letting us know how it's performing and how well it's doing in comparison to the other systems out. It's a good thing for us.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things that people don't think of. Oh, I'm going to get a $500 Xbox One X. They're used to consoles kind of doing the same thing, but with better visuals up till now, right? Now you're getting to the point where they're moving from a 5,400 RPM hard drive in all the current generation consoles, the Pro included, to a 7,200 RPM drive, which, trust me, there is a massive difference. When you talk about people mentioning the Witcher 3 load times when you die, which is the real punishment on console when you die, it's that load time, and that's gone. I mean, it's cut into fractions on the PC, and that's kind of a similar experience you can get on the Xbox One X, but it extends to all your games. So you're going to have much better load times. I want to say thanks to 360 you guys joining us live. Hit that like button. You guys are fucking awesome. Also, if you got any questions, I'm taking them on Twitter at @dealer_gaming. Check my top post. We're going to cover a few questions from you guys live on the air. I wanted to talk about Fortnite. Anybody looking forward to this game? Anybody?
Woo! Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Okay, well, there's two of us. Anyone else?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, man. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Where have you been? Rock lover?
What a fraud. Okay, well, I'm sure the chat is looking forward to Fortnite. It's kind of a base building defense game. Fonz, you haven't heard of this game?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it from you guys. You guys talk about it a lot.
So much rocks, man.
So I got to check it out, man. I got to see what it's all about first before I say, yeah, I'm really excited for it, guys. I can't wait to pick it up.
Dealer, what's the one with all the bugs crawling in the cave? Is that the same one?
No, that's Deep Rock.
Yeah, Deep Rock. It's kind of like a Minecraft shooter game.
Yeah, which actually 4-player co-op looks interesting in that game. But no, Fortnite is a game where you kind of have, it's a kind of a class-based game. You choose a class. You start with a rickety old pickaxe. You start deconstructing stuff in your environment like Minecraft, trees, houses, buildings, cars. And then you collect those resources, build a base. And it's extensive base building too. All that's on the console. It looks great. And then at night or whatever, these waves of these husks come at you. And you've got to defend your fort and continue and work towards an objective. And you've got to work towards a goal. So I think it's awesome. If you haven't checked it out, just type it in on YouTube. It's been in development for like 5 or 6 years. I didn't even think this game was going to see the light of day. It looks really damn good. And the reason I'm bringing this up, aside from the game, is that the developer also confirmed a full 4K ultra settings patch for the Xbox One X version of this later this year. And that game's going to look phenomenal. I don't know. It's kind of hard to talk about since only me and All Day are looking forward to this game.
I just looked.
Is it co-op?
Yeah, 4-player co-op.
It looks like Firewatch with a purpose. That's what the graphics look like. You know, it doesn't.
They're simplified. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that cartoony style graphics. Pretty much like Sea of Thieves almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. I was super into the base building in Fallout 4, and that was like building a settlement, and that was like something smaller. So this actually looks cool. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I think they first announced gameplay at all or trailers, whatever. I think it was Gears of War 3, 2011.
It was like 2011. It was one of the first Unreal Engine 4 games. And like I said, it still carries that engine. It's just now.
PC. It was PC only for a while too.
And I just wanted to say that this is confirmed to be 8K, and it's going to be running at
it's going to be running, no, not 8K, 20K. What are you talking about? You're such a fraud, Fonz. Yeah. I wanted to talk about Phil Spencer. He's saying they're not giving up on Japan.
Oh my gosh, what a battle that is!
Oh my, yeah, they're it's tough over there in them streets.
There's there's like 100,000 Xbox Ones in that entire country. It's ridiculous, the number.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Should they keep going in Japan? They have an obligation to those customers, right? To support the platform. So whether or not they shouldn't, I guess you could look at it from several different perspectives. I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you guys think they should keep going? What should they do differently? That's what I'd like to hear.
Well, it's going to be really hard to do anything differently there to be successful. The Japanese, as a whole, they don't really accept.
They're nationalists for sure.
They don't embrace American products. There's very few that they actually do. Levi's jeans, Coca-Cola, and
McDonald's.
And Backstreet Boys.
KFC.
There you go. They can keep the Backstreet Boys, though. They can keep them. I just think that this whole thing with trying to please them out there, it's not going to be it's a losing battle. It really,
I don't want them to waste resources and money, if they're not getting anywhere. But keep that money rolling into good studios and games coming.
But at the same time, if I'm one of those 100,000 people out there who bought an Xbox and is a fan of the Xbox, I'd feel like crap if they were to pull out, you know?
Exactly. And it's not like they can just drop support over there. It would make them look bad, and they don't need another hit to their reputation.
Yeah, maybe the chat can chime
if they pull out of Japan, I mean, do you still want them to get some content from over there still? To make some business deals?
I mean, I'm sure they're going to bring Japanese content over here because it's the largest market, but you know, they are spending money over there. They never said, just for the record, they never said they're pulling out of Japan. Phil just reiterated that he's committed to really trying to get more done over there. You know, me, I'm thinking, well, what are you spending? What are you getting? But you do have at the same time a commitment to actually give those people what they paid for when they bought your console, right? They need support. But you know, it's like you said, it's an uphill battle. It's like GameStop. You know, GameStop, they're fucked. There's nothing those guys can do. If you go into their stores now, half of it is shirts and cups and toys. Has anyone noticed that?
I've been in there. I mean, I mean, there's still a lot of games, but it's a lot of clothes, a lot of toys, a lot of pop dolls, a lot of you know, you can buy cereal, chips. There's all types of stuff in there, bro. So basically, it's a mini convenience store, honestly.
Actually, they were almost gone a couple of years ago. We thought, you know, what was it? Last year they shut down a bunch of stores. I don't know. I can't remember what the number was. I did a video on it that nobody watched. Yeah, they were in trouble. Yeah, they were shutting down.
I think I remember that, Cole. I think I watched. See that one dislike you got? That was from me. So yeah, they got toilet paper and bleach and all kinds of shit you can buy in there now. So they're trying to stay afloat. And
you're gonna need the toilet paper and bleach after going in there and trying to return No Man's Sky.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like I said, it's an uphill battle. The battle versus digital. The people that are physical right now, and trust me, I was physical a year ago. Let's get physical. Yep. You know, I was physical a year ago, right? Yeah. And then I didn't understand the appeal until I went fully digital. And, you know, I completely understand if people think we're insane for going physical or digital, rather.
Yeah,
you know,
I was the same way up until about just a few months ago when I found out about the game share system on both platforms. Oh my God, things have changed for me with that, because I was buying games for my kids and myself and paying all this money, and I'm thinking, damn, I can game share, buy one game and be cool. This is
fun. How does it feel when I walk in stores, retail stores? I'm like, you know what, this game's pretty cheap. I might grab this. Wait, hold on a second. I can share this. You know what? Let's just share that. And I just walk out. You know what I mean? It's just the incentive to buy unless you're a collector. I mean, it's just digital's the way to go now. You know what I mean? It's just.
You know, and physical had its challenges when I would go into wherever, see the game, and then check Amazon right there on the spot on my phone. You know, these big box stores like GameStop, they've always had an uphill battle. But now with digital, I think we can all agree. And chime in the chat. What are you guys? Physical, digital, both? Are you extra freaky? Let us know.
1 for digital, 2 for physical.
Or just type it like a human. You know, you could do either one.
One thing that's been happening with me is over the years, I've been selling off my games. I don't keep things around. I don't like leaving
for crack.
Become more minimalistic, you know. So I want to get rid of stuff. So I don't want to keep games just laying around. So if I could just buy them digitally, download them when I want, get rid of them when I want, bring them back when I want, I'm fine with that. As long as they don't get rid of them, because there is some times where they do get rid of games and you can't download the game anymore, and that would suck, you know.
Now, do you think, you know, that hard drives will go down in price due to the digital demand of games and media?
They've already gone down.
Yeah, they've already get like a terabyte on sale for $48, you know.
And from the chat, it's looking like most people are digital in the chat anyway. There's a good mixture. We completely get both. We understand both preferences, but at the end of the day, you do lose. Somebody said you lose money on digital. You know,
well, you don't have a monetary value with the digital copy.
You can't loan it to a friend. You can't, you know, trade it in or sell it. And
but you have a 2-hour window with Xbox. You know, so I mean, at least you have that going for you if you don't like the game or whatnot. But the problem with digital is the fact that if you do have these games, you can't do anything with them if they do take them. They remove them from the store, or they take them from you. And I think they did that with Alan Wake not too long ago because of some copyright issue or something.
Yeah, but it's back on, I think, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, that didn't affect people that had already bought a copy of the game, though.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It was removed from the store.
It was removed from being purchased, and then they put it back on the store and said Alan Wake is now available to purchase again on backwards.
Did they change something in it? They like removed
the music, the background music.
And that sucks sometimes because you may like the background music in the original.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And shout out to 400 watching live. We appreciate you. Hit that like button. You guys are fucking awesome. I wanted to talk about these whole Digital Foundry Xbox One X benchmark leaks. You know, the funny thing about this, I got a million questions on Xbox Live. I'm sure some of you guys did too. What's going on with these? Are these accurate? How accurate are they? What do you think? This is stuff that we covered months ago. This is the documents that Digital Foundry got. These are the XFest documents I covered months ago. Now, I didn't show the graphs on screen because I wasn't sure how viable that was. Would it get ripped down or any of that stuff? But we covered this on my channel, Xbox Nation. Nothing new, and a lot of this information has a lot to do with what we're saying. Basically, to sum these benchmarks up, they were able to get Forza Motorsport 7 up to 90 frames per second at 4K with no additional graphics enhancements aside from 4K textures. So they just ported it to Xbox One X. Forza Motorsport 7 went from 1080p 60 to 4K 90 with 4K assets, which has been shown to take about 1% of your performance away when you add those 4K textures. And that was without any kind of real optimization. That's worth noting. It says it right there. So, I mean, yeah, it's like I said, nothing really crazy new with this. Anybody got any opinions or questions about this?
No.
Well, I watched the video this morning before I headed to work, and they were very positive overall throughout the whole 25-minute video when they were describing the Xbox.
You're talking about Digital Foundry's video, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw this article from GameSpot that their headline was, what was it? It was something like the Xbox One X. Something like struggles to hit 4K on some game.
Oh my God!
Like it's like the total opposite way of how Digital Foundry would have. We talk about how Digital Foundry favors Sony, and that maybe they don't like Microsoft. But lately, what I've been hearing from them, especially since
it's good.
Yes, very positive.
Now, you just blew All Day's mind out the back of his head when you said GameSpot actually found a way to spin the positivity. All Day, I mean, hot off the press, give us what just flew out of your brain there.
My brain actually flew.
Come on, Fraud, hurry up.
That's a good thing. It's good. It's good they're talking good about it, man. I mean,
But what about GameSpot trying to spin this shit?
I don't know, man. They're gonna do what they do. I mean, it's not the popular thing to do, man. They need clicks, they need ad revenue, they need all this stuff, man. So it's whatever, man. I don't even care.
Oh my God! Somebody give this man some cocaine.
So how many games did they analyze? It was like a dozen or 8. I can't remember.
Yeah. And those papers showed that even 900p games were being ported to 4K, although some of them were falling below 30, 25 FPS, somewhere around there. But like I said, they said it themselves, these are unoptimized. So I think that it's going to be pretty common, as I've said, 4K 30 be pretty common.
Did they say what games they were benchmarking?
They were not revealing them, but they would say like 4K. They would say, what did it say? 1080p 60 sports/racing game, and you just had to assume that that's Forza, right?
And the engine as well. Yeah, so it was pretty obvious. At least what the way they said it is. Obviously, they're talking about Recore in this game because they said what engine and they called it action adventure, that sort of thing.
In-house engine or Unreal 4. They had Gears of War in there. And they actually hinted at the Digital Foundry video that they've gotten more performance out of it since then because they only had 6% GPU load left after they got Gears of War 4 up to 4K, which somebody told me it was Checkerboard last night. I had to smack him real quick. Gears is native 4K. They ported it real quick, unoptimized. It had 6% GPU left to do whatever they wanted with. And since then, they've added better God rays. They've added screen space reflections. They've added all kinds of stuff. And you couldn't get those effects with only 6% GPU left. So like Digital Foundry said, there is evidence to suggest they've gotten more out of it since then. Jay, I know you're looking for this thing because you want to see some next level visuals, man. What do you think about any of this?
Man, I hope that I hope we get some graphics that people have never seen before on a console. I really do. And I think the X will deliver that. I'm hoping to just blow people's minds with some of these, you know, higher textures and stuff, because to me the resolution stuff isn't a big deal to me. It's that textures and stuff and the high
effects
stuff, the effect.
Yeah. And what's weird about that is Digital Foundry said that engines like the Assassin's Creed engine, when they're talking about Origins, is a 900p engine when you're talking about the Xbox console. And so what
on both the PS4 as well, it was 900p.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So what they have to try and do is get the Assassin's Creed Origin to res up from 900p all the way up to 4K, which is, I don't know, like almost 6 times the resolution. It's quite a bit of a jump to get all the way up to 4K. And if Ubisoft decides to use a checkerboarding or dynamic resolution to get that game to run on the Xbox One X and the Pro, what does it matter? Because did you guys see how beautiful that game looks compared to all the other Assassin's Creeds?
It looks phenomenal.
It's a total damage control thing for me to say right now. But if the Xbox One X is running Assassin's Creed Origins really close to 4K and it looks that good, I mean, that's just one game that can't hit native 4K. That's one of the very few that they've called out. Because like you said, Dealer, it's the exception, not the rule on the Xbox One X.
So far, yeah.
So far, they said that it was ReCore, Forza 7, Gears of War 4, Halo Wars 2, and Star Wars Battlefront that they're saying confidence that they were testing for benchmarking.
Yeah, Battlefront 2, they're not confident that it'll hit native 4K while holding 60 FPS because it was a 720p title on the base Xbox One. But Dealer, what do you think about that comment?
I made a video on this months ago, and I had kind of threw it out there that it's kind of weird, right? And bear with me, those that are tech savvy, you'll be interested in this stuff. But a 6 teraflop PC GPU I can run Battlefront 1, all right, which looks fucking phenomenal at 4K 52 or 55 frames per second, and it pretty much almost ultra with no anti-aliasing, right? You don't need anti-aliasing at 4K. So that's kind of weird that I can get that close on a 6 teraflop GPU, and then for them to only have it at 720p on the Xbox One at whatever it was, high, medium settings. For them to do that, that's like 8x boost in resolution, by the way, from there to 4K. It's going to be extremely hard if you look at it by that logic. But if you look at it by the PC logic, it shouldn't be too far off, right? And then I'm thinking, well, maybe that means the PC parts are just more efficient. Well, then I look at what Coalition have confirmed for the Gears of War single player. They confirmed all about the same settings I had running in my PC benchmark videos, showing you guys what 6 teraflops could do with Project Scorpio at the time. And it turns out those settings are damn near identical. The game is going to be pushing about what my PC GPU is pushing, but with a 245 watt power supply, not a 500 plus watt power supply. Very efficient, right?
Yeah.
So it can't be that. So if it is 4K in any regard, which the leaks are telling us is going to be some form of 4K, the rumors were native 4K, but it could be that the guy that saw it was just told 4K. These guys never mention, oh, what's the resolution on Assassin's Creed? It's checkerboard 4K. They never say that, right? So you've really got to dig deep for that. So it could be that he was just told it was native 4K or just 4K. They might have just said 4K. But in reality, it might be a 1800p checkerboard 4K. But like I said, just to get back to the topic, months ago, I said that it makes sense for them to do, it's a 4.5 times boost in power. It makes sense for it to be a 4x boost in resolution from 720p, which is quad HD, that being 1440p. So I said it might be 1440p with ultra settings. It very well could be 1800p checkerboarded, but for them to double that and go to 4K on the Xbox One X, that's kind of crazy. If they get to 4K 60 in Xbox One X, that's phenomenal. I know they're working with DX12 and they've got all the command processor integrated and whatnot, but it's a stretch. It's a stretch for native 4K on Battlefront.
Yeah, and from what I know, that's really impressive for a $500 console. That's really
it's great. Really impressive for a PC even. I mean,
not everyone has a 4K TV.
Honestly, I'm going to bring something up here. I really want to see the differences in these games between the Pro and the X. I really
we will.
That brings up my next topic, Fonz.
There we go.
I want to know
right into it.
I want to know your thoughts on this, since you're just as interested as the rest of us. Phil Spencer promises to do comparisons or show the fans, show the customer base comparisons between current games and games running on Xbox One X. So just for a quick example, They're going to show you what games like Gears 4 might look on X1S, or maybe a current AAA third-party game runs on X1S or PS4, and they're going to show us what it looks like on Xbox One X and how much better it can look. What do you think, Fonz?
Well, you know what? They should have done this a long time ago, personally. I think they've already should have done this.
E3. Should have been at E3.
Yep, they should have been showing this stuff because that's what the people want to see. This is what will sell the console, is to see the differences between each. Even amongst their own consoles there, they should have done it. But I think part of the reason why they might not have done it is because they don't want to let the S owners down in a way. Like make them feel like they're being left out because they're not like those graphics, that extra, you know.
Well, tell them to go buy X.
Yeah, you get what you pay for, man.
You've got to market the thing you're trying to sell people, right?
Yeah.
And you know what Forza is? I thought about this today. You know what Forza 7 is going to look like on a base Xbox One? It's going to look great.
It's going to look phenomenal.
Yeah, you play a ton of Forza 6. How does it look on a regular HD TV?
Hey, you know what they're doing in Forza 6 or 7? Rather, we should be saying 7.
But for me, I'd rather see the differences between the Pro and the X.
Well, that's not gonna, I mean,
you'll see that on Digital Foundry.
The problem with the difference between the Pro and the X is GameSpot and IGN do this thing where they split the screen into 4 now. They did it today with Elite Dangerous. They showed the base Xbox, the base PS4, the PS4 Pro, and then this time it was PC, but they'll split the screen into 4, and everybody on their freaking phones will try and see what they all look the same.
Well, yeah, you can't do it on your phone, guys. I mean, come on. Use your 4K TVs or your monitors. You know, you have to.
And if you don't have a 4K TV, then you're going to have to kind of take note and see if that game has any kind of extra effects.
It's but I really think that's where the difference lies in this whole thing, because people are talking really bashing on the Pro or bashing the X, saying it's like the Pro, and this is where we'll see the difference.
Actually, where people usually see the difference, or where they take note on those videos, those comparison videos, and Dealer can probably answer this, is when they show the frame rate graphs. And a lot of gamers will look at a game and make a decision. If the Xbox One version dips down to 24 frames per second too many times, they'll get the better version on the PS4 because it holds 28, 27 frames per second. Because then they're thinking that game just plays better. So that makes up my mind.
Ultimately,
what do you think's going to happen between the Pro and the X on the CPU side, Dealer?
There's no telling. Honestly, I was pretty. People, here's the thing with me, right? I say it's more like a custom Puma, right? And people don't realize that a Puma is a custom Jaguar. It's just a Jaguar with customizations. So that's what I say. Maybe it's derivative of Jaguar, but I'd rather call it a Puma, because a Puma is about 15% faster than a Jaguar. Now, since then, they've come out and said that you can't buy this chip anywhere. It's got a integrated DX12 command processor. It's doing things that no other CPU is doing. And you can't, that doesn't make it not a low-end console CPU at all. But it's going to be more efficient than what's in any other platform. And I'm hoping they can get the most out of DX12 games. But ultimately, we don't know enough. The thing's not even out for 4 months. And until we hear more developer interviews comparing the two, then we just can't. There's not much to be said there. There's just not. I don't think they're going to be night and day, but I think there will be an inherent advantage with the X1X. And I feel like that's common sense as to why that might be. Now, between the two comparisons, and shout out to almost 500 watching us live, guys. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. With the comparisons, I'm looking forward to it. I want to know what The Witcher 3 should have looked like with me, playing it years ago. I want to know what it could have looked like had I played on the X instead of the One, right? I've got a lot of experience. I want to know what games that I know what they look like for a fact. I want to know how much better they could look. Right?
And Dealer, for a lot of people, seeing is believing. And I think this may be the push that some disbelievers may need to be like, okay, this is actually something worth picking up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it as well.
It's going to be something worth picking. I mean, people pay $500 for an X1 and $400 for a PS4. And I think at launch, the PS4 was definitely more appealing to more people in terms of the value proposition with the amount of performance you got, right? The return on visuals, and you didn't have a forced peripheral like the Kinect. And we've all come to embrace the Kinect, or at least a lot of us have. But nonetheless, I mean, I enjoyed it for a while, but it's just become less and less convenient to use with the adapter and stuff.
I think that this is actually the X is going to be more appealing to those even owning an S than those that are owning a PS4 jumping to a Pro. I really do, because I think the jump there is a bigger jump. The Pro's not quite as big with the 4 teraflop.
And here's something that people overlook, Fonz, is, and I've said this before too, is that Xbox guys, quite frankly, keep it real, we've got a bigger reason to upgrade. I mean, shit's been running as low as 720p. The developers haven't been taking advantage of the ES RAM, like in Tekken 7 here recently. It's just, you know, with X1X, boom, it's all there. I mean, and this thing's so easy to port to. You've got games like Warhammer, which I got a lot of questions about Warhammer End Times Vermintide, the game where we were fighting the rats, right? Even that game, which didn't sell particularly well, is getting a patch this fall. That's how easy it is to port to the Xbox One X. So I think it's just going to have a lot of support, right? Man. Yeah. Say what?
For developers who care.
Exactly. Yeah. Developers that want to give people the best experience they can. And remember, developers are bigger fans, if not the same level of fans of games that we are. They make the things. They chose to do this with their life. They spend 3, 2, 5 years on a game. That's a chunk of their life gone.
They don't even eat, man.
So I'm going to predict that the Xbox One X will get more people jumping, upgrading than the PS4 Pro did. You know, if you think about it, the PS4 gamers, they had a really great, solid console, and a lot of them said, I don't see the need to get the Pro. You know, I'm just fine with my PS4 because their PS4 is running great. Every game, just about every game is 1080p, and what else does this do? It doesn't bring the frame rates up, but like you said, base Xbox One owners will have that bigger reason. I think we're going to see 1 to 5 gamers went to the Pro from the PS4 vanilla. I think we're going to see a higher ratio from Xbox gamers, don't you? That's my guess.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially with the 4K TVs, the sales, Black Friday, all that stuff takes a part.
And it just, let's be blunt, it does more. It does quite a bit more, according to developers. And, like my last video, developers said it was night and day. And that's a developer, don't shoot the messenger.
Does anybody out there that wants to pick up one?
Does anybody have any info on maybe a television manufacturers having a deal with giving an Xbox with buying a TV or whatnot? Because I know they did that with
probably the retailers, if anything.
Best Buy did last year.
Yeah, I saw them do that with Pro.
With the S, yeah. No, they had an $800 bundle. I think it was a 50-inch Samsung with a Xbox One S, all for $800.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would hope they do something like that, but.
Well, that's always good because it not only pushes people, to buy that TV or whatever, but it makes people at least look at the X itself. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll find
how much of those 4K Blu-ray players, the shelf ones, are they still around $300?
$299.
Yeah. So if you go into Best Buy and you're like, oh, I want to start, get this 4K Blu-ray thing. You can, for a couple $100 extra bucks, you can get the X and the 4K TV that you're going to get, and then people
or you could just pay $250 and get a 4K Blu-ray player that plays games, and then when you decide to upgrade, all your games come with you, right? Like, this stuff doesn't just disappear because you decided to upgrade. So getting back on topic here, I think they're going to show us a ton of good stuff that they're bringing. If you looked at some of the early Gears of War 4 comparisons, because they have showcased that, not really in 4K, it wasn't done properly, but there's pretty big differences in lighting and stuff, and they are including like wide color gamut and all this stuff too. So even better HDR than the base model. So I think it's great, and you got more reasons. Like we said, you got more reasons as an Xbox guy to upgrade, and this upgrade is going to be worth, I think, every single penny.
So people be excited.
Yeah,
be excited.
People trying to trash it, but at the end of the day, there's only 2 checkerboard games confirmed for this thing. One of them comes out late 2018.
No, dealer, all of them are checkerboard.
I know you would think, but there's actually only 2, and I'd love to see a list if anyone's got one. But yeah, 2 confirmed. The rest of them so far are native. Now, of course, that checkerboard or sub-native list will grow. Like, I don't know if they'll get The Witcher 3 up to 4K, but they might. Witcher 3 is super demanding. We'll see. Either way, they're going to add better settings, and that's what you're here for. That's what you want.
It's on that list.
Load times with The Witcher is amazing to me.
Yeah, that's a list of games that are getting the Xbox One X enhancement, which is great. I do not give a fuck. I do not play The Witcher 3 at 4K on my PC. I do not. I play it at 4K or 1440 or 1080p 60 with all the bells activated. That's the way you want it. That's the next level way to play it. Trust me, it's just night and day. So look forward to it. Only a few checkerboarded games, contrary to popular belief. The rest are native, including every single first-party game. Luca, I know you're looking forward to this thing, but what's the primary reason you're picking up an X1 X?
Just because it's going to play my games better, man. Like, I don't really need any other reason than that. And a lot of people have been giving me flack on Twitter about it. Well, you know, it can't do this, it can't do this, it can't do this. Like, let's be honest here. We're still not 100% sure what this can do. And it's coming out in a few months, and I think everyone should be excited about it. And another thing, I don't want anyone telling me what I should and should not do with my money. Just because you can't afford the console doesn't mean everyone else can. And I'm also picking up a 4K TV this fall as well. So awesome. I hope they have a bundle. That'd be awesome. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get it day one. I like gaming. I'm excited for gaming. I love new hardware. And if you're not into the X, or if you're not interested, then whatever.
Yeah, just go fucking mow some lawns. Get that money up.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, too. People insulting the X, they're insulting the Pro when they do that. Because if something's not 4K on the X, you know it's not going to be 4K on the Pro, not even close. So just, you know, like I said, don't dig your own hole. Like a lot of people dug a hole underneath themselves with the whole power thing, not really thinking that that hasn't always been the case, and it won't always be the case. And who knows, Microsoft might be underpowered in 5-6 years. You never know. So I don't think they will, but hey.
Some of these outlets are actually they're dissing 4K in general, man. They're like putting 4K down.
We don't want it.
Probably because they can't afford it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, come on. It's so cheap, man. It's so
It is so stupid because the 4K dealer's been helping me shop for a TV. He had to slap me around the other day. But yeah, those freaking TVs, those 4K TVs are the same price as HD TVs 10 years ago, because I bought one that's 9 years old, and they're the same price. And like I've said, 4K is the next thing. It's, you know, it's not a flash in the pan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting an Xbox One X. I mean, I have to get it. You know, it's mandatory. You know, I just want to play my games in a better fidelity, and I don't see the problem with that. You know what I mean? If you don't want it, then don't fucking buy it. Keep it. Go watch a movie. I don't know.
Isn't it a good looking box though?
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's also like, if you listen. All of my friends are picking this console up. I don't want to be the only one who's just like, yeah, I'm still playing on my S or my base Xbox, while all my other friends are like, whoa, this is doing this and this and this. It feels so much better.
Even if you were the only asshole not to get one, right? This is the cool shit. You can still play with all your friends, same games and everything, party chat.
That's true. That's very true.
Cool. That's really cool about this whole thing. You can still get the experience you pay the money for, and then those that don't want to, you can play every single game that I can play in a party with me, you know? I think it's really cool. It's interesting. It's been 4 years. I'm ready to see the real next generation is what I call it, what I've always called it since last year. This is the stuff you can look forward to. And I wanted to get through this next topic. It's so it's hilarious.
I'm laughing already. I'm scared.
Yeah, because you know what it's about. You know it's got something to do with Project Cars if I'm laughing that hard already.
Oh, God.
All right. So the Project Cars dev says that Microsoft or Forza Motorsport, they're playing catch up in regards to features and stuff.
Wow. Do I have to go crazy? Is it time for the all-day rant?
Yeah. I mean, it's that bad. Let us know in the chat. Have you played Project Cars, and do you hate yourself after doing so?
I played. Remember, didn't they give us that game for free?
Yeah.
On Games with Gold. When Steven said, "Man, just download it." I was like, "Man, I don't want to." He's like, "Man, I'm telling you, bitch, just download it, bitch." I was like, "All right, I'll download it." I was like, I sent him a party, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it feels like your car is tethered to like a jet. Like, it's just the physics are ridiculously bad. Like, I don't know how people can stand up to this game and say it's better than Forza, or Forza's trying to play catch up when the physics don't even match.
Now, Project Cars does have good simulation aspects, right? Like qualifying, they've got pitting, they've got they've had dynamic weather since the first one, and that's what I love about competition. It spurs innovation. That's why we're getting it in Forza, because Project Cars already had it, right? But Project Cars, the bottom line is they confirmed that engine they're using to be a modified version of the Need for Speed Shift 2 engine. If you guys remember that game?
Yeah, I remember that game.
Their underpinnings are, I don't give a fuck how simulation the extras are. If your physics and tire modeling are not there, then get the fuck out. And definitely don't come after Forza, because as a lot of PC guys get to experience this year, Forza's the real deal when it comes to physics and stuff. I mean, these guys, that
Yeah.
they're cutting edge.
It kind of reminds me back in the day when there was World of Warcraft and everybody tried to copy their model. It was WoW, the Big Daddy WoW, and then there was everything else.
Well, I mean,
And that's how I feel about Forza. Forza became king, and then there's everything else. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's honestly like saying a hamburger by Gordon Ramsay made with USDA grade A beef, guys, is playing catch up to McDonald's. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
all that crap aside, when you play Forza, it just feels right. It just plays really well. And I feel like when I play Project Cars, I'm really working against the game, even though it has so much content. And the sequel has a ton of content, plus rally racing added in. It's something to look after, certainly. There's been like 7 or 9 racers this year. Can't remember what the number is.
I can't wait to see Forza go ahead to have a Gran Turismo. I mean,
Oh man.
it'll be interesting to see. Fonz, how do you think that's going to go, bro? Give us.
I can definitely wait on that because it's not going to go good. I don't know how it's going to perform, of course. GT has always performed well. It's never been a bad game by any means. But graphically, no contest. No contest. Forza all day.
All right, now I've asked.
manslaughter.
Go ahead, Luke, and I'm going to jump into some community questions here.
I'm just saying, man, it's gonna be bad. Like I can already hear you laughing about it when they do the comparisons. Like I can just see you laughing about
He's
it.
gonna be like, fuck, there's so many minutes more.
It's worth keeping in mind that we all pretty much started on Gran Turismo and all this other stuff, and you know, you see the light. So it is what it is. I want them to do good because I want Forza to try harder, as good as they're doing. You know, Gran Turismo's got 15 tracks. Forza has over 30. Gran Turismo has 140 cars. Forza has over 700. Gran Turismo has little to no upgrades. Forza has the most upgrades of any racing game there is, especially simulation. So they're kind of night and day.
I thought I saw a 95 Honda Civic in the game still for GT. But that's how bad it is. They're using models from, 20 years ago. So
They're using
I don't know.
PS4.
With 140 cars, it's hard to believe they're holding on to any PS3 models,
Yeah, that's
which was previously the case, but I'm not sure that is the case anymore. Now, J-Dub says, what feature do you most want to see in the Xbox One X at launch? His personally would be something like Snap or picture-in-picture making a return. Me personally, J-Dubs, I would say I want to – this sounds dumb, but I've got a lot of physical media, CDs. I want to be able to rip CDs to my console again. I want to be able to do
Okay, Grandpa.
yeah, exactly. And I want to be able to do picture-in-picture mode. I want to be able to have something floating at the top right of maybe Netflix or whatever else I want it to be. I know I'm not the only one that wants the ability to rip your music onto your hard drive, by the way. What about you all day? What do you want to see in this thing? Chad, feel free to join in as well.
I would agree with you. I do want to see the picture-in-picture stuff because I didn't use Snap for a long time until I really started needing it for like certain things. Like I used to do I'm achievement hunting. I used to snap the true achievements and figure out how to do it, and I just missed that feature. So I want to see something like that and improve the party chat a lot more.
Shout out to Kids for Movies in the chat. He says support for third-party webcams. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like you said, 4K streaming. Why not a 4K webcam? I would like support for USB microphones, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
That reminds me. I was surprised this didn't come into the S, but I thought maybe since they were ditching the Kinect that they would do a built-in mic on the console for all the built-in voice commands that you could just speak, and this integrated mic on the console would pick up your Xbox do this or Xbox record that. That they just dropped that.
TMO wants to know if we think mouse and keyboard support should be there. It's coming to the Xbox One already. Yep. That's been confirmed. Don't freak out, though. I'm sure they'll have filters and lobbies for people that want to play with mouse and keyboard support. But, yeah, those two things. Noof Nukem says, what factor – he says, what's most important for Xbox One X's success? What do you guys think Xbox One X needs to do better to succeed over the Xbox One and maybe even the PS4?
Marketing is terrible.
Facts.
They need to push this. Console. They need to get better commercials out there.
I still haven't seen one after E3. So
yeah, that's true. They did the Danny McBride stuff, and I saw those just like for a week, and they're not pushing. They're not spending that money, or what?
I don't know.
Apparently not.
One Dead Gamer says, when will Cuphead release on PS4? The answer is quick and simple, never. Who's this guy down here? I think he was kind of trolling, but hey, when I say ask a question, good or bad, I mean it. This guy down here says, will Xbox get any exclusives? I don't know. It depends on how you define exclusive. When it comes to just flat out exclusive, not on any platform, who knows? They're putting everything on PC. So
yeah. Are you going to ask my question too, Dealer?
No, you fraud. I'm not asking your question because we already know who the biggest fraud on the podcast is, and it's you. So we got that answer already. But real quick, I wanted to talk about, and this is why a lot of people are probably here as well. Shout out to almost 500 watching. Hit that like button if you wouldn't mind, guys. It really helps the channel. Before we get into one of our final topics, PS4 games coming to PC through PlayStation Now. This was confirmed a while back. They're finally ramping up the games they're throwing on this. Colt, get that list ready, by the way.
Jeez.
I know they're doing Killzone Shadowfall. I think they did that in the past. Now they're adding God of War Remastered and a few other things. Any thoughts on this? You know,
I can say
we knew it was coming.
I've tried it. Streaming games is definitely a no-go. It's terrible experience. I'd rather just play the game natively, rent it. Most of these games are worth nothing now anyway. You can get them for $1, $2. So just do that. Stay away from streaming games. It didn't work before. It doesn't work now. It's trash.
Well, I've heard it works for some people with really good internet. You have that McDonald's internet all day. So
you got like 200 megs, and you said it didn't work good for you, man. If it don't work at 200 megs, then it just ain't fucking working.
Okay, here's the thing. It works, but the thing is there's always a little bit of latency in there. You push a button, and you can feel that there's a little bit.
You can't get around that either. That's the problem.
You can't get around it. Yeah, exactly. And then there's times where yes. The graphics do kind of, there's some artifacting and shit that happens.
So like a Netflix effect, it's kind of buffering and it kind of reduces resolution.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of streaming games at all. I love this Game Pass thing because with Xbox, because you can actually download the games. That's the way to do it, Sony. Don't do it the other way. But I don't think Sony will ever adopt that.
That's a great segue, Fonz, because I'm looking at this list and it reminds me, the PS4 titles on PS Now, it reminds me of some of the quality on the Xbox Game Pass. Like there's a few really good games on Game Pass, in my opinion, but then a lot of them are kind of like filler. This is the list. I'll run through them really quickly. Killzone Shadowfall, God of War Remastered, Saints Row 4, WWE 2016, Tropico, F1 2015, Darksiders 2, Evolve, MX ATV, Resogun, Helldivers, Broken Age, Dead Nation, Apocalypse Edition, Grim Fandango, Guilty Gear, Castle Storm Definitive Edition, Exist Archive, Arcania, Nidhogg, I'm glad I said that right, and Super Mega Baseball.
So those are the ones that are coming this month, right?
And 25% of these games were free on Games with Gold, and I'm sure a few of these were free on PS Plus. So just kind of, those are all coming to PS Now, and those are all.
So here's my thing, because people were saying I was a crackhead for saying that this was eventually going to happen, right? Because you remember when they consolidated platforms, right? It makes perfect sense now, but back then people were saying, no, they're just making it easier for themselves, blah blah blah. They consolidated platforms because they're keeping it available in their most capable systems, and PC is definitely the most capable when it comes to streaming. This is going to become more and more of a thing. So for anyone, that's why we don't hear people saying, well, all your games are on PC. Well, it's going to go that way with both companies, and that's been quite evident for over a year now. So it is what it is. Just because it's on PC, though, doesn't mean that you can't play it. Doesn't mean that someone else who doesn't have the box can't play it, right? So it's not a big deal to me. If it's on PC, then it's just another option, especially if you buy one and get the other, like Xbox Play Anywhere, which is fucking phenomenal. I can play Shadow of War here in a few months. If I want to play it at 60 frames, I just boot it up on the PC. I got that copy for free.
But it's just the approach, Dealer. If somebody comes to you with a fanboy like troll approach and says, that game's on PC too, then you have a different rebuttal. Your rebuttal is, well, guess what, bro? Guess what? It's not on. It's not on PlayStation.
Just say your rebuttal is
right. But if somebody says, well, how are these exclusives if they're on PC? I'll say, that's just more options. Some people have got a PC in one room, the Xbox in the other room. That's a great setup. But if you're going to
I've got to give Josh Customs a shout out for you as a stroke in the chat, bro. Yeah, what's going on, bro? What's going on? I'm fucking with you, bro. Yeah, he's wanting a shout out. So yeah, thanks for joining us, man. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, Colt. It's just an option. I remember people really hyped and excited when Vita got crossed by, right? Wasn't it Vita? It wasn't PSP, right? It was Vita.
Yeah, it was Vita.
They got crossed by and people were excited. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. PS4 games coming to PC, it's inevitable. I think eventually they'll make these games downloadable locally to your device probably once they figure this out. I just think Microsoft are a little further ahead in the steps to do that with the emulators and all that. They will eventually bring Game Pass to PC. Mark my words. Phil Spencer has alluded to it already. So it is what it is. Does it affect you? No, because you still have access to those games. You still like them? You still like them. Just because fuckface down the street playing on his Airbook can play them doesn't mean that you can't enjoy them yourself.
Well, some guy bought a PS4 Pro and he's like, well, if I really wanted to play Forza Horizon 3 Hot Wheels expansion, I'll just go play it on PC. It's like, well, do you have a capable PC to enjoy that game and have it running well enough to play a game that awesome? I mean, Forza Horizon 3 is it's no slouch. It takes some power to run that game. Yeah, it's got a lot of
especially
stuff.
Especially in the CPU, yeah. And the memory. The memory's insane. I've got 24 gigs of memory in my PC, 8 of it video RAM, and I still get a message sometimes saying memory shortage. So I don't know. That might be a glitch, but shout out to 500 people watching this live.
Nice.
Once again, you guys showing up at the tail end, but if you want to know about anything we just talked about, feel free to go back and watch it when it uploads to the channel. And be sure and check out the thumbnail I did today. It's fucking hilarious. I had Colt's help with the little Halo arm, but yeah, it's going to be funny as hell.
I love it, yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty much dry out of topics, guys. I mean, the questions and stuff, there was like 30 more I didn't get to, and a lot of those are DMs, even though I said post below underneath my tweet. Thanks. We'll have that again next week. So if you want to have your question read live, add me at dealer_gaming on Twitter, and we can get that down. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to wrap it up. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know what you think when the video renders to the channel. Any final words, you guys? That's not a word.
Yeah, not a word, dude.
Fight the good fight out there, you guys. You know.
Oh my God.
hey, enjoy your console. I mean, it's still fuck lock all day, every day. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Yeah, we need to have Colt stop. He needs to stop acting like a soldier a bit. Colt.
Hey, Colt's a private. He's trying to rank up.
Yeah, he's trying to rank up, man.
Major Woody reporting for service. Yep.
But yeah, we try to keep the cast to about an hour. We know people, like I said, got shit to do, and sorry for the technical difficulties last week. If you want to check out last week's episode, that'll be in the description. And of course, next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, it will start at 7 p.m. Google, you will let me start it on time next week. I'd appreciate it. So once again, be sure and follow everyone on Twitter all day. What's your Twitter, bro?
allday_digital. Please follow me if you want.
Cole Eastwood's Twitter is Cole Eastwood.
Yep.
Jay Fonzarelli's is Jay Fonzarelli. Ash and Luca, what's yours? It couldn't possibly be the Ash and Luca.
He changes every day, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's the Ash and Luca.
Okay, yeah, a little stalling there. So, but thanks for joining us, guys. Finger bang that like button. We're gonna jump out of here, man. It's good talking to you guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Later.